Why am I here? Well, I'm depressed. I'm depressed. My life has been going in a really bad direction this whole year. 2020's not been my year at all. I was a manager for Flapjack's restaurant, which was a great restaurant. I mean, we had great prices, loyal customers. Uh, our restaurant went out of business after being successful for 25 years. I've worked there for 20 of those 25 years and been the manager for the last 18 years. All right? It was like family there. It was. And when I found out that we were going under, I mean, for real, going under, out of business entirely, it was hard. I mean, I imagine it's kind of what a divorce would be like, you know? It's done. No more family. At least not a Flapjack. So I was heartbroken. And now my unemployment's about to run out. It's not like it was a lot. We were still not even getting by with the unemployment, and that's about to end. So my house is going to be foreclosed on. I am 5 months behind on the mortgage. 5 months. We're gonna have to. My wife's job at Dollar General, that's not cutting it. Okay, that's not enough, and we're gonna have to move in with her parents. All right, can you imagine that? 7 people in a 3-bedroom house with 1 bathroom. 1 bathroom. Everybody's loving this idea, right? And it's been rough. Me and my wife have not been getting along very well, so that's not good. We've got 2 children. My son is in 8th grade. My daughter is in 11th grade, and they're not in school. We're online. We're doing online stuff because we have to. There's no option. And they've not had any problems in school before, but now each of them are flunking 2 classes. Flunking. That's never happened before. Okay, it's partly my fault. Partly in the beginning, we didn't have enough bandwidth, so we had to spend more money for a better data plan. And that was it's going on our credit card, right? And then my wife is at work, and so I'm at home, and I'm responsible to try to, guide them and tutor them as they're doing this online stuff. Otherwise, I don't think they do it. And I'm not much help. I'm a restaurant manager. What do I know about trigonometry and history and all that stuff, right? So I can help my son better than I can help my daughter, because her stuff is I don't want to say it to her, but it's over my head, So it's partly my fault that they're not doing well. And my wife's, she kind of blames me too. She didn't say it, but I think she does. I can't stop worrying about what's happening to us. I can't stop worrying about the future. When I go to bed at night, I lay there and I think about what's going on, what's going to happen. I'm worrying. And so, I know it's bad for you, but I started drinking beer every night just so I could fall asleep. Well, that worked for a minute, and then it's 2 beers, 3 beers. Now I'm up to 5 to 7 beers a night. And it does help me fall asleep, but I can't stay asleep. I keep waking up all through the night, up and down, up and down. I think the most I'm getting, the total amount of sleep is like 4 hours. I'm tired all the time, but I can't sleep. It's a mess. My wife, she's handling it better than I am. Our relationship is strained right now, okay? I just feel useless. I know it's my fault. I feel useless. I just sometimes fantasize about how nice it would be to not be here. I'm not planning on killing myself or anything, but if I were to find out that I had cancer, I wouldn't want any treatment. I'd say, just give me the pain meds and let me out of here. Because just the stress, the pain of worrying, of feeling useless and not seeing a future, I just can't take it. That's why I'm here. I don't know what to do.
As you know, after I got COVID in the last week of October, I had mild respiratory symptoms for about a week. Then I fell into a depression for almost a month. I had no energy at all. All I wanted to do was sleep all day. I had no motivation or anything. So early on, I made the mistake of letting my older sister Amanda come over. She brought me some homemade chicken soup and brownies, even though I told her I didn't have much of an appetite. Then she tested positive for COVID about a week later. But with her, it was much worse. Amanda was overweight and she had diabetes. She had been on insulin for about 7 years. She developed COVID pneumonia and she had to be hospitalized for almost a month. They had to put her into an induced coma. We weren't sure if she would recover. Thankfully, she did pull through, however, her kidneys didn't, and now she's on dialysis, and they think it'll be for the rest of her life. Last week, our father, who lives in Cincinnati, died of COVID. He had a heart condition and was on 3 blood pressure medicines. He was found in his apartment, sitting on the chair next to his bed, and the doctor said it was COVID. We couldn't even have a proper funeral. People could see the body 2 at a time. The pastor said the eulogy outside on the front lawn of the funeral home. We were so far apart from each other that nobody even heard a word that the preacher said. 2020 has just been a terrible year for my family and me.
So I was doing better with like my anorexia, but with COVID and everything and just the stress of my family and just my parents and just all the arguing and fighting, it's caused me to just be more restrictive with my eating and to have more problems with anorexia and just problems like controlling with what I'm eating so that I don't want to eat at this point, and just my anorexia is getting worse because of this.
Yes, well, the fentanyl usage has gotten out of control. As you know, I'm an emergency room doctor, and since this COVID came on the scene, it's just gotten worse. Everything has gotten worse, and it seems like there's just more patients with more problems and a variety like you haven't seen, and it's compounded by depression and overwork too, and that includes me. And I just needed to maintain to do the service, and then it seems like one thing led to another, and one patch led to another.
As you know, I have a heroin problem, and I've been isolated at home, no one around, and it's just gotten worse. I had it under control. I can't take it anymore. I'm all alone, all the stress from losing my job, no one to socialize with, and here I am, strung out all the time now. It's horrible.